Hello everybody, I'm Melissa and welcome back to Book Bar, and welcome to a video that I am going to try to film. We'll see if it works. But if you don't know, I took a hiatus from BookTube from like April to August. I just needed a mental health break. But that didn't stop my reading. I still read a lot, but that also meant that I did not film anything, did not have a wrap up, nothing. So there's a lot of books that I didn't talk about. So we are going to do a tier ranking video. I'm going to see if it works. We're going to try it out. But in the month of April, I read 38 books and had 1 DNF. May, I read 35 books with 0 DNFs. June, 34 books with 1 DNF. July, 19 books with 0 DNFs. And August, 27 books with 1 DNF. So we're going to go through. I have a tier ranking. The categories are as follows. They are based off of the hits of the summer, aka Taylor Swift, of course. So the first one is I Was Enchanted to Reread You. These are my rereads, books that I reread. Obviously, I only reread books that I love, so obviously I'm going to love them. There's nothing else needs to be said. It Feels Like the Perfect Book. These are books that were 5 stars. These would have been on my top 5 favorites of each month had I done stats and faves. And then we have She's the Kind of Book That You Can't Put Down. Solid books. Books that were 4, maybe even 5 stars, but wouldn't have been favorites of the month. Weren't favorites of the, like, 4 months, 5 months, however long it was that I took my hiatus. Because there were pages turned. Like, these are books that were pretty good, but, like, they're not favorites. They're not going to be books that I think about much past this year. I don't need them for my shelves or anything like that. They're fine. Then we have Books Are Books, and sometimes we change our mind. These are even more just like fine, or I really cannot remember, could not tell you anything about it. Like, these are probably like 3 stars. The other category is probably like 4, 3.5, 4. This is like solidly 3. And then, because Baby Now We Got Bad Blood, those are my DNFs and books I just did not like. Most of the time my DNFs are really books that will probably end up in the Books Are Books and Sometimes We Change Our Mind categories, because I probably just wouldn't remember them. Like, and that's why I DNF them. There are a couple that I did DNF because I just did not like it at all. Which is valid, allowed to do. But not necessarily every book I DNF is like a book I'm not gonna like. Hold please. So I have started the screen recording, and you can see those are my categories, and it's a big list of books, so we're just gonna get on into it. I'm probably not gonna look at the camera because I need to look at my computer. So we're just gonna start with the first book, Iced Out by Veronica Eden, because there were pages turned. I enjoyed it. I had a good time with it. I had read it for a video that I ended up scrapping, so yeah. King of Pride, that is gonna go in She's the Kind of Book, or because there were pages turned. I didn't love it. The first book in the series was King of Wrath. You will find out later. It is in here, I promise. That's gonna go somewhere else. Glimmers of You, I really enjoyed it. She's the Kind of Book That You Can't Put Down. Not my favorite Catherine Cowles book, so cannot put it in It Feels Like a Perfect Book. Echoes of You, because there were pages turned. I enjoyed it, but not like a fave. Coach by Devney Perry, same thing. I had a really good time when I read it, but like couldn't tell you much past it. Only Mine is going into She's the Kind of Book That You Can't Put Down by Laura Pavlov. I did a whole vlog reading the Honey Mountain series, and this is the last book in it. I enjoyed it. Black Ties and White Lies, Books Are Books and Sometimes We Change Our Mind. Same with The Summer We Fell. I just don't, like, they don't stick out in my brain. The Summer We Fell, I remember loving when I read it. It's fine now. Like, I couldn't tell you much else about it. One Look by Lena Hendricks. I did it, Nanny Single Dad. I loved it. So I really enjoyed it. So, because there were pages turned. Goal, another Nanny Single Dad. This one's by Alexandra House. Black Love. Black Hockey Player. That's going because there were pages turned. Wild Ever After was my favorite of the Wildcat Hockey series by Rebecca Chenchak. So that's going to go into She's the Kind of Book That You Can Put Down, because I really did enjoy it. Break the Ice, don't remember anything about it. So it's going in Books Are Books, Sometimes We Change Our Mind. If Only You, She's the Kind of Book That You Can't Put Down. This was Ziggy's story, very highly anticipated, had a great time with it. Siblings teammate, loved it. The Wolf and the Wildflower, she's the kind of book that you can't put down. Love at First Sight by Cara Bastone, Audible original, had a great time when I listened to it. Couldn't tell you anything much more about it, so books are books and sometimes we change our mind. The Third Baseman, same thing. Books are books. Actually, yeah, books are books and sometimes we change our mind. I didn't care. It was not a favorite. I've read way better baseball romances than that. The lack of baseball knowledge in it really just shocked me. Heartless, I was enchanted to reread you. Balance, I was enchanted to reread you. Gravity, The Gravity of Us, I was enchanted to reread you. Ghosted, reread. Part of Your World, reread. Flawless, reread. Powerless, reread. I love the Chestnut Spring series. The 4th book in the series is going to be up there, not in reread though. Forever Your Rogue, it feels like a perfect book. Absolutely adored this. Historical romance, so swoony. Couldn't believe it was an author's debut. Like, I just adored. Reckless, the last book the most recent book in Chestnut Spring series. It feels like a perfect book. Fourth Wing, it feels like a perfect book. I firmly believe it lives up to the hype. I know there are people that don't. I firmly believe it does. Second Down, Darling, the 4th book in the Varsity Dads. Loved it. So fantastic. Probably took down the Varsity Dad Dilemma as my favorite in the series. Yeah, it feels like a perfect book. Brickwall and the Bombshell, it feels like a perfect book. The last book in the New Orleans Revelers series. The 2nd and 3rd book are also in this. Loved it. Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark, reread. Execution by Lucia Franco, reread. Stolen Air, reread. Put them by their friends. Why? I don't know. The Varsity Dad Dilemma, reread. Adored it the 2nd time around. Maestro by Audendar, it feels like a perfect book. Loved it. Angsty, just spans decades. So much emotional turmoil. Yes. The Lock Shot by Kennedy Ryan, it feels like a perfect book. Kennedy Ryan can do no wrong. Wrecked by Lauren Asher, the 3rd book in the Dirty Air series. I still need to read the 4th book, which I'm assuming will be even better, but loved it. It feels like a perfect book. Benching Brady is the 2nd book in the, I don't know what it's called series, but something about baseball. I had a great time with that book. That series was good, but that book was my favorite. Just absolutely adorable. Loved it. Had a great time. Falling Embers, my favorite Catherine Cowles book that I have read so far. It feels like a perfect book. Between Hello and Goodbye, it feels like a perfect book. The book made me sob while driving. Yeah, just adored. The Serpent and the Wings of Night, it feels like a perfect book. The 1st book in the Crowns of Nyaxia duet. Same with Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. Adored them, loved them. Beautiful, perfect vampires. Just amazing. The Love of My Next Life and This Life and All the Rest, it feels like a perfect book. I would probably... I mean, I think of the duet as a whole, but like I would put the 2nd book in. She's the kind of book that you can't put down, but because I just loved the duet as a whole and like I ate that like candy, it's going there. Only You, the last book in the Adair family series by Samantha Young. I binged that whole series. It gave me the idea to binge the Honey Mountain series. That one was my favorite. Absolutely adored it. Resting Witch Face and Grim and Barrett, the final 2 books in the Stay a Spell series by Juliet Cross. Loved, absolutely phenomenal. It feels like a perfect book. King of Wrath, amazing, perfect, perfection. Yes. Dante Russo, adore. Make You Mine by Laura Pavlov was my favorite book in the Honey Mountain series, and so that one is going there. Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home and Daisy Hates the Great Undoing broke me in ways that I didn't think they could. After the first 2 books broke me, just yeah, broke me. The Boyfriend Candidate by Ashley Winstead, adored, loved. It was so good. Same with yours truly. I shockingly have multiple traditionally published romances on here, which is weird. I usually don't love traditionally published, but I loved both of those so much. Shut Out by Avery Keelan. Loved it. Phenomenal. The Baby Blitz is going, and she's the kind of book that you can't put down. I really enjoyed it. Surprise Pregnancy. I actually think I'm starting to like Surprise Pregnancy because I've read multiple books that I would say fit into either It Feels Like the Perfect Book or She's the Kind of Book that you can't put down, and I just loved them. Meet Your Match by Candy Steiner. I'm gonna put it in because Sarah Page's Turned, because I don't think it's gonna end up being a favorite overall in the series. I think it's actually probably gonna end up being my least favorite in the series. But I did have a great time with it, and it could change if I end up not liking the other books in the series. Timeborn by Sarah Samuels. I had a really good time with this. It's going, she's the kind of book that you can't put down, but it was not perfect. Out on a Limb by Hannah Bottom Young. I adored it. It feels like a perfect book. Beyond the Thistles by Samantha Young. She's the kind of book that you can't put down. That's the first book in her next, I can't think of what the series is called, but it's like a spin-off of the Adair Family series, and I read that one before reading the Adair Family, and you meet the Adair Family in this series, and so I like binged the whole Adair Family series after that. Unexpected Forever, another surprise pregnancy that I just absolutely adored. She's the kind of book that you can't put down. On the Island, I'm putting it in It Feels Like a Perfect Book. No, it's going, she's the kind of book that you can't put down, because I just don't think it would have been like a fave, but I had a great time when I read it, and I gave it 5 stars, and it broke my heart. It's older woman, younger man. They get stranded on an island. Yes. Minx, also going in because Sarah Page's Turned. When I think of Sophie Lark books, it was lower on my list of like favorites. The Fire Between High and Low. I really enjoyed this, but like when I think of the other books in this series, because Sarah Page's Turned. But I will probably end up rereading it because that's who I am. Fireborn, she's the kind of book that you can't put down. Fury Song, same thing. These are all the Aurelian cycle. And then Flamefall is the third book. They are YA Dragon Rider fantasies. Little slight romance, but not romancy. Let Me Love You by Alexandria House. She's the kind of book that you can't put down. I Think I Might Love You. She's the kind of book that you can't put down. Broken Miles, because Sarah Page's Turned. I just feel like there's probably going to be better, even though it was Second Chance, and I love Second Chance. I think it was one of her first, like, one of her, Claire Kingsley's first published books, and I think, like, her writing just gets better and better. Like, people are loving her second series, and then, like, the arcs that have gone out of her newest series, people are just, like, loving it. So, I'm putting it there, because I can see it, like, overall becoming, like, low on my list. Voices in the Snow by Darcy Coates. A horror romance. Who would have not thought? I could not put it down. Not at all. Yeah. When the Earl Met His Match. She's the kind of book that you can't put down. The Ace and the Assistant. She's the kind of book that you can't put down. The Setup and the Substitute. She's the kind of book that you can't put down. Catching Caden. That one was the second book in the baseball series. I don't know what it's called, by Samantha Christie. It's gonna go in because Sarah Page's Turned, and then this one, Stealing Sawyer. I know it's out of order, but that's going in Books Are Books. It was my least favorite. I did not love it that much. There With You is the second book in the Adair Family series, and it's probably my second favorite, so it's going, she's the kind of book that you can't put down. Saint by Sierra Simone. Probably my least favorite of the 3 Bell brothers. So, because Sarah Page's Turned. Mother of Death and Dawn. She's the kind of book that you can't put down. Loved it. Loved that trilogy. Had a great time with it. The Romance Recipe. A sapphic kitchen romance. Cooking. Why can't I think of words? Had a great time with it. She's the kind of book that you can't put down. Letters to Molly. She's the kind of book that you can't put down. It's the second book in like the Mason Jar series. I had a great time with it. It's a second chance of divorced people who share their children, and I had a great time with it. Bittersweet Memories made me cry, but like I don't remember much else about it. So Books Are Books and Sometimes We Change Our Mind. I think it was like Siblings X, but like weird. I don't know. Evermine was probably tied for my second favorite. Only Mine probably was like a little bit more of a favorite, but Evermine would be like a close third. So that's going in She's the Kind of Book That You Can't Put Down. Rootbound, I loved this by Tara DeWitt. It was her first book. I had a great time with it. She's the Kind of Book That You Can't Put Down. Offside by Avery Keelan. She's the kind of book now, because there were pages turned. I had a good time with it, but like it was very long. Very long. But I had a good time with it. Simply Mine, because there were pages turned. It was fine. It was Charlotte's book, The First Twin. It was okay. It was fine. Three Strikes and You're Mine. I loved this. So we're going in, it feels like a perfect book. Or no, sorry. She's the Kind of Book That You Can't Put Down. It was a great time. Six Scorched Roses. It was fine. We're going in, it was better. Yeah, no, it was a novella. So it's going Books Are Books and Sometimes We Change Our Mind. That is one exception to the I Need to Own It rule, because I have all the rest of the books, so I had to have that one too. Baby Moon or Bust. I had another surprise pregnancy. Had a great time because there were pages turned. The Mistake. I don't remember much about it after reading it. I remember really liking it. So we're going in because there were pages turned. The Bargainer series, all three books they were good. I had a good time with them. I enjoyed them. The novella is not going here because it was weird and I did not like it that much. The Lady's Guide to Celestial Mechanics. It was fine. I had a decent time with it. So we're going in because there were pages turned. One Hot Italian Summer. Because there were pages turned. It was good. It was fine. It wasn't anything super special. Here With You, the first book in the Adair Family series. That's going in because there were pages turned. Always You is Age Gap. Brother's Best Friend going in She's the Kind of Book That You Can't Put Down. And Be With You is going with because there were pages turned. Hidden Identity. Love that. Lucky Hit by Hannah Cowan. It's going in because there were pages turned because like it was fine. It was probably my second favorite book in the series. I talked about the third book in my September wrap up, but yeah. Up All Night with a Good Duke. It's going in because there were pages turned. Technical by Alexandria House. I don't remember anything about this, so we're going in Books Are Books and Sometimes We Change Our Mind. You With a View. I really enjoyed that, so it's going up in She's the Kind of Book That You Can't Put Down because I really could not put it down. Look at it. We're getting through it. We're getting through it. Got a lot going on here. Okay. The Fiance Farce. I liked it less than The Romance Recipe, so we're going in She's the Kind of Book, because there were pages turned. Last on the list, Single Dad Nanny. I eat that shit up like candy. So, She's the Kind of Book That You Can't Put Down. A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime. Is it kind of trash? Yes. Did I have a great time with it? Yes. Is the lollipop scene a little awkward? 100%. But She's the Kind of Book That You Can't Put Down. Hidden Waters by Catherine Cowles. It's going up into She's the Kind of Book That You Can't Put Down. I had a great time with it, but like not a fave. Wild About You. The second book in the Wildcat Hockey series is going to go in because there were pages turned. Because there were pages turned. It was good. It was fine. I had a pretty good time with it. I liked about it in the first book. Anna Maria and the Fox. I don't remember much about it other than she was a Latina and it was historical. So it's going in Books Are Books and Sometimes You Change Our Mind. Things We Hide from the Light. Because Baby Now We Got Bad Blood. I just really did not like this book. When I think about how much I liked the first book and how much of a disappointment the second book was, it's like making me not want to pick up the third book. I own it multiple ways, but like I don't know. Until I Get You by Claire Contreras. Books Are Books and Sometimes We Change Our Mind. It was good, but it's like they say it's supposed to be dark. I didn't think it was dark at all. Like, yeah, there was a content warning for grooming in there, but like I don't know. I didn't think it was as dark as people thought it was, and it was way too long. Way too long. The Landlord Wars, I don't remember anything about this. It's going in bookstore books, and sometimes you change our mind. So is Weak Side by S.J. Silvis. It was fake dating, hockey romance. She has like she's a very like gender neutral name, gets put in the boys' dorm. Could not tell you what her name was. Don't remember his name. I just remember it was fake dating. Runaway Love by Melanie Harlow. It was okay. Books, sometimes you change our mind. Accidental Attachment, same thing. On Thin Ice, don't remember. I couldn't differentiate between these two at all. I do know the difference between Beneath the Ice, because that one's my favorite. Rewrite Our Story was fine. I probably liked it more than Black Ties and White Lies. Actually, no. I probably liked Black Ties and White Lies a little bit more. So that's going up there. Rewrite Our Story is going there. Swear on This Life by Renee Carlino. It was fine. Books, sometimes change your mind. A Gentleman Never Keeps Score. Male romance. Historical. It was fine. I think I liked it a little less than the first book in the series. It Takes Two to Tumble. The Dawn, the Hero Society. It was fine. Yeah. Not So Nice Guy, same thing. Most R.S. Gray books, other than like I do remember Three Strikes in Your Mind. Most R.S. Gray books, other than her sports romances, I've noticed, I couldn't tell you anything about them. Well, and Cold Hearted Boss. I loved that book. The 3 final books, or 2 novellas and 1 final book in the Shatter Me series. I read it for a vlog. I had a good time when I read it, but like, don't remember much about it. Collided, probably my least favorite in the Dirty Air series. Southern Storms, don't remember much about it other than it's a small town. The Ninth Inning, don't remember much about it other than it's baseball. I do think I liked it more than Third Baseman though. Just 6 Venom by Penelope Douglas. I just don't love bully romances. Like, it wasn't egregiously bad or anything. Sapphic, they play lacrosse together. One's from the wrong side of the tracks, but it was good. The audiobook was great. Cup of Joe by Annabeth Albert. Don't remember much about it. Male romance. Blissful Hook. Okay, actually, so Blissful Hook's gonna go there. No, yeah, Blissful Hook will also go there. I had a good time with it. It was probably my least favorite of the series, but like, it wasn't so much of a least favorite that like it would be way different from Lucky Hit. The Lie by Carlos Sorensen has my least favorite trope. So it's going because Baby Now I Got Bad Blood. The more I think about it, I hate the like why can't I think of it? Like, catfishing trope. I hate that when like one person knows who the other one is, and it just bugs me. Wildcat is going in Books, sometimes we change our mind. It was fine. It was my least favorite of the 3. What Lies Beyond the Veil, I don't remember much about it. The twist was like kind of, I could see it coming from a mile away. The One Who Loves You, remember nothing about it other than it being a small town, and like, she's rich city girl, he's small town man. Consider Me by Becca Mack was fine. Books, it was fine. Way too long. Like, I felt like I read 4 books in one, and that's just too much. The Enforcer by Avery Keelan. It's going here also. It was the cover change is atrocious. I don't know why they went away from this. The new cover looks like a thriller. The Never King and The Dark One are both, they're short, good, smutty times. Iced Out, this Iced Out, it's gonna go with the other Iced Out. Because their pages turned. I hated the third act conflict. It like made me so freaking mad. Because it could have been avoided. Like, it was just completely, it wasn't even like miscommunication. It was just completely egregiously bad. I couldn't stand it. But it ended up being really swoony in the end. So, Emperor Eating Stars, I don't remember much about it. Books, Sometimes Change Our Mind. That's the novella in the Bargainer series. The Sin Bin, don't remember anything about it. Always Mine by Laura Pavlov. Don't remember, like, it was my least favorite of the series, and so it's going there. But like, I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. Like, there was nothing wrong with it. Like, I don't like stew in my anger about it as I'm dropping books like I do some of these other ones. A Wicked Game, my least favorite in the series, so it's just going there because the other books were just far superior. Eyes on Me, probably gonna end up being my least favorite in the Salacious Players Club, but not bad. Muscles and Monsters. I just don't know how I feel about monsters and like monstrous, like actual, like he had fur. He was actually a wolf man. Like he wasn't just like a shifter. He was like an actual wolf man, which also, I mean, Fire Seed, it's going in because Baby Now We Got Bad Blood, because it was just, at least Muscle Monsters was written well and it was cute and swoony. Fire Seed was just gross. Not gonna lie. Mile High by Liz Mumford. Sorry, people, I really don't get the hype for it. And maybe I will for Right Move. But Mile High, I just don't get the hype. I did not like Xander's the way people do. I loved Stevie. I thought that she was great. But like, I really didn't like Xander's. Sorry. I didn't hate it. Like, it was a 3-star book. But yeah. It's going in books or books. I'm trying to change our mind because, yeah. Between Periods, same thing. It was fine. It was a novella between Lucky Hit and Blissful Hook. Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. It was fine. Way too long. A lot of these, that's the problem. I remember the Uber scene and that's about it. Accidentally Amy was cute. It was cute, but like, again, it has like that like lying hidden identity thing. I just hate that. Play With Me by Becca Mack. I DNF'd because I just didn't care. Shadow of Night by Deborah Harkness, the second book in the All Souls trilogy. I really did not like it. I didn't like Matthew in this one at all. When We Met, I just remember really not liking it. It was just poorly written. First Flight, Final Fall. I wanted culty and I got trash. It was like older man, soccer kind. He like coaches, but not really. Like he helps out at a camp that she's at. She had a poster of him on the wall. Like my favorite. That's like my favorite trope, and it's like such a micro trope that like you don't find out about a lot. But yeah, no, not good. Broken Bonds. Will I continue the series? Probably because I'm trash, but like I didn't like it. Like I liked it even less than The Never King and The Dark One. But that's because those are novellas and I can handle a novella. I don't love a 12-hour audiobook about some stuff I just don't care about, and nothing happens in it. I felt like That First Night. This is one I could potentially go back and read. I just was like avoiding picking it up, and so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna DNF it. Like I just like, it wasn't that it was bad, I just didn't care. So yeah. And then 7 Rules for Breaking Hearts is going into because I really did not like this. I don't remember anything about it other than I hated it. I thought it was dumb. Okay, wait, I do remember. Like, their best friends are getting married and they go, and she's like mad that he's going on this wedding trip, but it's his best friend too. It was dumb. I hated it. There's another book that I don't know how it didn't save, but it was called Save the Best for Last. DNF'd that real quick. Egregiously awful. When you mention 2 females in sports broadcasting and both of them have gotten fired for their racist comments, not a good look. Save the Best for Last by Jennifer Probst. Awful. I yeeted that so quickly. I really loved the first book in the series, but then I was like, no, I can't. Like, this is awful. Talking about 2 females in sports broadcasting that have both been fired for their racist comments. So, terrible. Yeah, but that is my tier ranking. Quite a lot of rereads, more than one a month. It feels like a perfect book. I feel like that's the right number in that category. These 2 categories are the biggest. You can't see my hands, but because there were pages turned and books are books, sometimes you change your mind. This seems right. This seems correct to me. Yes, some of them might end up like, could change, like could go up, could go down based off of more books. If it has more books like I read by authors and things. Glimmers of You, so far my favorite in the, I can't think of what the name of the series is called. Whatever her newest series is called. Have a Feeling The fourth and the fifth book are going to be better, but if they're not, Glimmers of You could go up to It Feels Like a Perfect Book, because I did really love it, but I want to see how the rest of the series plays out. Falling Embers, even though I have not completed the series, I don't see anything taking its spot. I think it might be my favorite Catherine Cowles book ever. I loved it so much. Single dad, so good. But yeah, that is it. I'm going to stop recording my screen. And yeah, if you made it to the end of this video, leave me a baseball emoji, because it's baseball playoff season and I read a lot of baseball romances during these months. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the fun stuff, and I will talk to y'all in the next one.